Okay, let's get right into it. The entire world is about to zoom in on one tiny spot on the map. And if you're a business anywhere near the LA harbor, this isn't just news, it's the starting gun going off. We're about to walk through a strategic blueprint for the 2028 Olympics, because the key thing to remember is, your strategy doesn't start in 2028. It starts right now.
So first, let's get the big news out of the way. It's official. NBC Los Angeles confirmed it. The 2028 Olympic sailing competitions are coming right to the Port of LA and San Pedro. We're talking 6 different events on the water. That means the global spotlight is going to be laser-focused on the harbor in a way it hasn't been since, wow, the 1932 Games. This is the catalyst, the one event that changes absolutely everything for the area.
But here's what's really fascinating. The Olympics aren't just this one-off thing happening in the summer of '28. Nope, they're actually the grand finale on this really deliberate roadmap of transformation. Just look at this timeline. In 2026, the West Harbor Waterfront opens. A year after that, the new USS Iowa Visitor Center is done. Then, just as the games kick off, a massive pedestrian bridge opens up. Each of these isn't just a construction project, it's a huge opportunity.
And that right there brings us to the most critical point of all. If you wait until the torch is lit, you've already lost. By the time those first sails hit the water, the story of San Pedro will have already been written. The voices people trust, the go-to experts, the brands that feel like the area, they will have been set in stone years before. The race for relevance in 2028 is actually being run in 2026.
So how in the world do you get ready for this? Well, we've got a really clear blueprint laid out. We'll start with the big idea, and then we'll walk through 3 distinct phases that match up with that timeline: building the foundation, diving into the heritage, and finally, taking the global stage. And then we'll wrap it all up with the most important part, your story.
Let's start with the blueprint itself. What is this really? It's not about pouring concrete, it's not about building structures, it's about constructing something that's every bit as important, your story. This right here is such a brilliant way to think about it. The Port of LA, they're spending hundreds of millions building the hardware. A new $67 million cruise terminal, a beautiful promenade, that huge bridge, but that's only half of it. The local businesses? Well, you need to build the software, the stories, the podcasts, the interviews, the stuff that actually brings all that hardware to life. The port is building the stage. You have to be the one to write the script. All right, let's jump into phase 1. This is where the work really begins. It's all about laying the foundation for everything that's coming, and it starts in 2026. The official starting pistol for this entire strategy goes off in the summer of 2026. That's when the new West Harbor Waterfront development is set to open its doors. It's a brand new chapter for San Pedro, which makes it the absolute perfect moment for you to launch your own. So, your mission for 2026? Treat it like an incubator. This is the year you launch your platform. Could be a podcast, a video series, whatever fits you. It's the time to figure out your unique voice and, most importantly, to establish yourself as a local authority. You've got to become part of the town's conversation before the rest of the world shows up to the party. So, with your platform up and running, we move into 2027 and phase 2. The strategy here shifts from just launching to actually deepening your connection. This is the heritage phase. And the big anchor for this phase is another huge milestone. In 2027, the brand new visitor center right next to the battleship Iowa is scheduled to be finished. You know that's going to spark a massive wave of interest in the area's incredible history. It's a huge cultural moment, and your content should be right there with it. This is where your storytelling gets deep. It's about connecting what you do today to the history of the place. As one local business put it, it's about aligning with the ghosts of 1922. You know, that century of stories that's baked into the walls of these old buildings. You stop being just a shop or a service, and you become a landmark, a keeper of the local story. And all of that hard work brings us to the grand finale in 2028, Phase 3, the global stage. After 2 years of building, this is where it all pays off. To really get the scale of this moment, just look at this number. $112.1 million. That's the price tag on the new Avalon pedestrian bridge. This thing is connecting the Wilmington community directly to the waterfront. It's not just a bridge. It's this massive symbolic connection being made right as the world's eyes turn towards it. And the timing? It's just perfect. The bridge is set to open in August 2028, just as the Olympic events are getting started. This is the finish line for your 2-year content plan. While everyone else is scrambling for last-minute attention, you'll already have this deep library of content.
You won't be another voice shouting in the crowd. You'll be the established, trusted voice of the South Bay, ready to say, welcome.
So, we've covered the what, the when, and the how, but that leads us to maybe the most important question of all. Why? Why does any of this matter beyond just a chance to make some money?
You see, this blueprint isn't just some theory from a business textbook. It's actually born from a real story, a story about legacy. The whole idea came from a local project in San Pedro that was driven by this one central question. What are we creating that's actually going to last? What are we building for our kids?
And this quote, man, it just gets right to the heart of it. After years of building a life, building a family, the people behind this project looked at their young son and asked, what are we leaving him? And they realized the answer couldn't just be stuff. It couldn't just be memories. For him, they had to shift from being people who consume culture to people who create it. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The Port of Los Angeles is doing its job. They are building a world-class stage. The Olympics are doing their job. They are bringing a global audience of millions. But the most important role, the part about telling the real story of this place, well, that falls to you. Only you can write that script.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Yes, this is an economic opportunity, for sure, but it's also a creative one. It's a historic one. The stage is already being built. The world is going to be watching. The only question left is the one on the screen. What story will you tell?